Alright, we back with Juno. And, this is, like I said, this is part 2 of the interview because we getting in depth with this. This is going to be like a series. I'm going to go around interviewing a series of gamers. So, yeah, back to them. When it comes to the whole trolling online thing, how do you feel about that?
Trolling online?
Through Xbox Live, forum talking and, oh, this guy can't win, so he's free. That type of stuff. I'm personally again. I don't like Xbox Live. I don't like console to console multiplayer action. I'm still kind of not used to it. Maybe they ended up calling me just a first generation multiplayer game or whatever. I don't care. I personally like to go through a multiplayer game, PC to PC, yes, but I tend to just like system gameplay, split screen. I don't know why, but it's better in Training Division or whatever. Going split screen. I feel you held back because yeah, you have the internet connection. Yeah, you can have a good internet connection, but it could still turn out completely different if you're sitting in a room with that person.
And if I'm going to be hacked into, I'd rather be hacked into in a place that I know I can configure. Because if somebody hacked into an account of mine through a damn console, come on now. There's nothing I can do about it. Because I don't know how to work I don't know how to split it open. I don't know how to put software. I can't put software in it. At least not to my knowledge. I believe a console is played between two people within the same room. If they want to go through multiplayer, restricted only on the PC or your Mac or whatever the hell you're using.
Okay. Let's see. So when it comes to fighting games, what are the top top 5 fighting game franchises in order?
Do you really have to ask me that?
Yeah, sure. This is a trending, well, I ain't gonna say it's a trending topic, but it's a strong topic sometimes, and it gets very out of hand.
Oh, that is true. I would say, let me start off with Super Street Fighter, of course, the current series. Marvel vs. Capcom, Tekken 6, aptly. What was that for? That was 3. Let's see, what else? Of course, I would say Mortal Kombat. That's 4. And then the last one, is that Marvel vs. Capcom? Oh yeah, this is a classic game, but it never was done. It never came back after 64, and I would say Killer Instinct.
Fantastic.
I like Killer Instinct because it was the first fighting game I ever played, and
you and many other people, along with me. 90s were a great time.
Yes. And they would have, and I think Killer Instinct probably would have actually had a chance if they
didn't sell Rare to Microsoft.
Yes. Oh boy. I like Rare. I personally love Rare especially because of their music. Like, if you really pay attention, fun fact, if you really pay attention to most games played by Rare, all of their soundtracks are coursed over in a larger loop compared to most other games back in 64 times. Like, if you really pay attention to especially the Donkey Kong games. The Donkey Kong games, Jet Force Gemini, hell, even Star Fox Adventures. Pay attention to how the original soundtrack is.
The Diddy Kong Racing soundtrack.
Everything. Rare.
Banjo-Kazooie.
They have, I think, if anything, they have pioneered the whole long loop, not those short loops that you normally hear. That's what I love about Rare. I'm just bad at Microsoft owns them, but then too, Bill Gates is an ally and Steve Jobs is my enemy. Don't ask.
Okay. When it comes to dead fighting games like Killer Instinct and whatever else, because I can name off a few,
which ones would you like to see back besides Killer Instinct? Because there's plenty of dead fighting games.
Yeah, I don't know.
One was a major one if you were a PS1 fan.
What's that?
Bloody Roar.
I've been hearing. I personally never played Bloody Roar. I've been hearing a lot about it around this area though, so I'm a little interested in how it looks. I mean, I heard there was a Bloody Roar for PSP, but at least that's what I think. Or is that No, never. That's Guilty Gear.
Yeah, Guilty Gear. That's a new one coming out. Like Blaze Blue is something like it, but not really. KOF 13 is coming out again because 12 sucked, so they're redoing it. And I've seen them play for gameplay for 13, and it looks fantastic.
Well, the one game, the next type of games they need to start coming up with is more mech games, more machine games. You know, like Gundam Dynasty Warriors is.
It's not doing it.
Yeah, it's not doing it by itself. And then if anything, they need to come up with something original, or you know, something, or a mesh of most mech type animes, like this whole level, like another episode, like this other episode game thing. I forgot what it's called, but it is a Japanese game for the PSP. It was made recently, so you can't use it on any on any 5.50. You got to use it on a 6.50, 30 something PSP. But it's a very awesome game. It had just about every mech. It's like the Smash Brothers of mech.
Cool.
You know.
How you feel about that game though? Smash Brothers. I know it's a mockery to a lot of folks.
Mockery my butt. I'm sorry. I have to say, screw whoever opposes this, but Smash Brothers, the entire series, is based upon years and years of, you know, years between characters and their different skills and everything like that, and have all of that just combined it together, meshed together in one big old clash. It's a very colossal thing, because, you know, I mean, who wouldn't imagine Mario facing up against Link, and not in a kiddish party type thing? Who wouldn't imagine Bowser going up against, say, Kid Icarus, or Fox going up against Samus? You know, I mean, there's a lot more people who would enjoy something like this. I mean, I personally love the game because, well, yes, the characters, the places, the collaboration of the mini games, the many references of not just the people who are fighting, but the courses themselves, the items, you know, things like that. And then, like, when Melee came out with these things called trophies, it's a basic history lesson of what happened, when, and where. You know, so you're getting a lot of history from Smash Brothers, Melee, and Brawl. Now, Brawl, I mean, I like Brawl,
but it's not better than Melee.
Melee, of course. Yep. Melee has several good features, and then also there's this one feature that I like about Melee, but it's sort of a what's the word? Bad thing, I would say.
What is it?
A combo called Wave Dash. Google it. I'm not going to tell you the whole thing on YouTube.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Wave Dash.
Was it the Draco character that used it? The guy who's famous in Brawl and Melee and stuff like that? Because he's a famous tournament player, and he used Marth and destroyed everybody. He's the guy who made that. Yeah, I kind of figured it.
Yes, and to him I say thank you. You have single-handedly made Melee my one true love when it comes to games. You know.
Okay. When it comes to the next installment, what would you like to see?
Well, you talking about the next Melee, Smash Bros? Ha! Well, I don't know. I personally don't know. Maybe more characters, if anything. Because I mean, with Brawl, I was really excited when they put Solid Snake in there, and they put Sonic the Hedgehog in there, and a few other out of Nintendo characters, which was awesome. No, wait, no, those are the other two. Duh.
I would like to see a few more out of Nintendo characters there, like maybe Spyro the Dragon, because I thought that would be pretty awesome. Then, if anything, put in one of the no, not SD Gundam, I'm tripping. I would say Knuckles, because I've been praying that Knuckles will come to Brawl because he's a
He fits
fighter.
there.
He fits. You know. Let's see.
I want to see Mega Man.
Mega Man, yes. You know, I definitely wanted to see Mega Man, maybe Ryu, maybe, but I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be like. I want them to get creative with Ryu, personally. Ryu or Ken. You know, I want to see.
I want to see Roy return.
Roy?
Even though they say he was a clone character, how many clones did they? Well, how many clone-like characters did they put in Brawl? A lot. Fox, he was original. Falco and Wolf were clones.
Yeah, well, on Melee, Falco was indeed a clone, but
he was slightly different in this one.
Yeah, slightly. I mean, slightly. No, Falco wasn't slightly different. He came into his own on Brawl because Falco had his own sort of style, fighting style in a way. It emulates Fox maybe by a tad, you know, with the punch kick. But then when he goes into his continuous, repeated hits, instead of him using his feet, he straight up
his wings.
His wings.
Yep.
I mean, he jumps higher. His blast is stronger, and he uses the deflector as a weapon. I mean,
he kicks it.
Yeah, he kicks it instead of just holding it like Fox. And then he does have the same upper move, and he does have the same smash ball. So does Wolf. Whatever. I'm saying it's cool because they're from the same game, not because they're particular clones. Wolf, he dashes in an angle.
He does stuff slightly, slightly differently.
Mm-hmm. You know, has a different taunt line, things like that. So yes, but I would say, if anything, if you call them clone characters, they're clone characters with their own, they're more unique outside their game, aside from the main character.
Okay. The only thing I want to see in the game is them have a whole lot more moves. Like, start combining the A and B button moves.
Oh yes.
They could have a lot more moves, and
I think with that, I'm sort of in between when it comes to that. Maybe a preference for it, like a easy mode and a hard mode, because I mean, you gotta remember, it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know, they gotta be user friendly regardless. They're not as hardcore as the other systems.
For a different type of controllers for Brawl though, so I mean, it could be very convenient.
Yes, it can. You know, I mean, the one thing, and if they do come out with another one, I want first off the Wii to change first.
They dropping that new console in E3, and I can't wait to see what it is.
Yeah, I want them to sort of put the controller as maybe an option, because I really want to see maybe a third person, not even like a 2D preference when it comes to Smash Brothers, like a 3D option, you know, interactive fighting using just your hands and whatever, or your body. Because, well, recently my girlfriend has just gotten a Kinect, and I just started playing it, so
You hooked.
that I'm kind of hooked on that now. I mean, and normally I'm strictly Nintendo, but I'm sorry, Mr. Miyamoto. I'm very sorry, but damn,
It's okay. It's okay.
But then too, it's Microsoft, so it's kind of okay.
I mean, Microsoft and Nintendo will cooperate before Sony and Microsoft. So yeah.
But then
Sony was an ass. That's all.
But then too, Sony was already an entertainment company before they came out with their own game station. So I kind of saw it coming when I was younger. Because I learned at a very young age that Sony was one of the biggest companies for entertainment. I mean, shoot, they filmed movies and shit. Taco. So I was not surprised when they came up with the PlayStation.
Yeah. All right. this has been the end of part 2. And if you want to see more, comment the videos, like them, and we'll do more interviews with Juno and many other people. So this has been Vash 16XLI, and
this is Juno.
Later.